the Homecoming Convocation and the Alumni Association Award ceremony. My name is Kyle Samuel, and I'm president of the Colorado College Alumni Association. It's a special honor for me to be here after having graduated from this wonderful institution over 27 years ago. I hope you all make the most of being on campus this weekend by reconnecting with old friends and also making new ones along the way. If you've been to Homecoming Convocation before, I think you would agree that this ceremony is a hallmark event during which we celebrate the CC community. CC exposes us to liberal arts and gives us tools to craft our own journeys, as you will hear from each one of our awardees. As president of the Alumni Association, I'm also thrilled that we get to honor and inspire a new generation to be the best that they can be. And we're fortunate to recognize two of our student leaders, or 2019 scholar leaders. These students were selected in a highly competitive process by the Alumni Council. They are active campus leaders, and we expect them to continue those leadership roles in the years that follow their graduation. It is our hope that one day they too might stand and be recognized for a lifetime of accomplishments and service. Nan Elpers, class of 2020, and Sierra Takushi, class of 2021, would you please stand to be recognized? Once again, congratulations to each one of you. In a few minutes, we'll get to hear from President Tiefenthaler about the status of our beloved alma mater, and we'll also get to celebrate the accomplishments and contributions of our awardees. But before we do that, I'd like to ask Eric Mellon, 90, the class of 1990, the past president of the Alumni Association, and I must mention also a resident tenor, to lead us in the celebratory tradition of singing America of the Beautiful, written by Catherine Lee Bates and inspired by the Purple Mountain Majesty that is Pikes Peak. So if everyone would please stand and join Eric by singing along.
College's 13th president. Please join me in welcoming our president, Jill Tiefenthaler.
Please be seated. Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Kyle and Eric, for those remarks and that great singing. I'm so glad to see you all with us for homecoming weekend. Your presence on campus is a reminder to our students of the strong community they will have as CC alumni. I hope that you're enjoying your weekend. Yesterday was filled with great events, and with more to come today. We started today with a very special event at 7 a.m., the blessing and commemoration of Tava Quad with members of the Ute Nation. Tava means Sun Mountain and is used by the Ute people as the name for our beautiful mountain, Pikes Peak. Quad is our most significant outdoor space at CC, and the Board of Trustees approved its naming to recognize and honor the Ute and other indigenous people of this region, who were the original inhabitants of the land on which we sit. It was a moving event, and you'll get another chance to interact with our Ute partners this afternoon at lunch under the tent, where performers from the Southern Ute and Ute mountain tribes will present songs and dances in a festive exhibition of Ute culture. Seeing you all connect with each other over this weekend is very special. Whether you're meeting your former classmates or favorite professors, cheering on the Tigers, or introducing your children and grandchildren to the college, we hope our students will one day follow in your footsteps, making connections with CC that enrich them personally and professionally for years to come. 15 classes are celebrating reunions this year. Volunteers have put in countless hours to make these reunions possible. Through generous class gifts, their work has also been vital in supporting the Building on Originality fundraising campaign. More than 1,200 alumni are back on campus celebrating a reunion this year, and more than 2,000 alumni have participated in their class gifts so far, raising more than $1.9 million for Colorado College in the campaign. Let's give our volunteers a big round of applause. Thank you. And now I'm happy to present the Reunion Cup to the class with the highest percentage of reunion attendees. Congratulations to the class of 1969. Will your representatives please come forward? Yesterday, the class of 1969 was inducted into the Colorado College 50-Year Club. Nearly 100 members of this distinguished class are on campus, and you can spot them by the medallions they're wearing. Nearly 45% of their members are participating in their class gift effort, and so far they've raised more than $500,000. They've endowed the class of 1969 scholarships to support future CC students. Please join me again in recognizing the great class of 1969 and thanking them for their generous class gift. And thanks to all of you who have been supporters of Building on Originality, the campaign for Colorado College, which we launched in 2017. This is CC's most ambitious campaign, and so far more than 42% of our alumni body has participated, raising almost $369 million toward our $435 million goal. Thank you. This is an exciting time of year. So just a couple months ago, our students arrived back on campus and we welcomed our new students. A couple weeks ago, we welcomed their families and friends for Family and Friends Weekend, and now homecoming and our alumni are back on campus. This fall semester is off to a great start, and I'm excited to share some highlights. We've made a bold commitment to become an anti-racist institution. Student well-being is critical to their educational success. Therefore, doing all we can to make sure that each and every student feels welcome and supported here is critical to achieving our mission of academic excellence. This semester, we opened the Student Opportunities and Advising Hub, which connects students with mentors, faculty members, career coaches, and others, and provides connections to fellowships, grants, faculty research, and co-curricular opportunities. Holistic student support is essential in our work to foster an inclusive learning community. As part of our efforts to improve access and increase socioeconomic diversity at CC, at the beginning of this year, we launched the Colorado Pledge, a pilot initiative to make Colorado College as affordable as the state's public flagship institution for low and middle-income families from Colorado. To ensure that the pledge is sustainable, we're raising $20 million to support these students as part of our overall $100 million goal to raise scholarships through the campaign. I'm delighted that many of our generous donors are supporting our students through the pledge. Susan Bergamy, class of 1966, who's here with us today, became the first donor to the Colorado Pledge when she established the Susan White Bergamy 66 Scholarship in honor of the sacrifices her parents made for her to attend CC. Susan, thank you for this generous commitment in starting our fundraising on the Colorado Pledge. Our chair of the Board of Trustees, Susie Burkhart, class of 1977, has also generously answered the call to support the Colorado Pledge by initiating Susie B's Challenge. She will match gifts of $50,000 or more to establish your endowed scholarship through the Colorado Pledge. Susie, thank you. She's here today, too. And the class of 1969 was able to tap into Susie's matching gift, as well as Will Smith's amazing Endowed Scholarship Challenge 101 through their class gift. And you'll hear more about Will's Scholarship Challenge in a few minutes. We also recently launched the Stroud Scholars Program, which will expand our efforts to increase accessibility. Stroud Scholars will be named in the summer after their first year of high school, and then over the next 3 years, these high-promise students from under-resourced Colorado Springs high schools will receive academic support and college readiness preparation, including summer academies on CC's campus. Students who successfully complete the program will earn admission to CC and receive a comprehensive financial aid package. The Stroud Scholars Program is named in honor of siblings Kelly Doffus Stroud and Effie Stroud Frazier, both members of the CC class of 1931 and graduates of what was then the Colorado Springs High School, now Palmer High School. We're thrilled about all the positive feedback from the Colorado Pledge and the Stroud Scholars Program we receive from Colorado families and students, alumni, and our local community. Achieving our fundraising objective means we'll be able to permanently endow these programs and raise the percentage of Colorado students from 15 to 20%. Welcoming more students from Colorado will enhance our sense of place and our engagement with the state and region. Toward these goals, we're also building the Edward J. Robeson Arena, which will host CC hockey games on campus for the first time in the program's 80-year history. Donors, including Ed Robeson, a 1954 alumnus and former CC hockey player, have collectively given more than $35 million toward the project. Yesterday, we hosted a celebration of the future arena in the Great Hall of El Pomar Sports Center. And for those who were not able to attend, I'm excited to share that we will break ground on the arena in February. The building will be located on the block between Nevada and Tejon and Cash and Dale at the south end of campus across the streets from the Spencer Center. In addition, we're part of the City for Champions initiative in Colorado Springs to increase sports tourism in the city. Through the City for Champions, we'll receive over $9 million for the arena from the state of Colorado, and will host Olympic and National Governing Board events in the summer and during CC breaks. So the arena will not only bring the campus together, enhance the CC experience for our students from club and intramural sports, and provide a campus home for our Division I hockey talent, but also give us another strong connection, like the Fine Arts Center, to Colorado Springs. What are better ways to build relationships between community and campus than the arts and athletics? The arena will be completed in time for the 2021 hockey season and comes at a very exciting time in CC athletics. This summer, Leslie Irvine became Vice President and our Director of Athletics. She previously served as Director of Athletics and Recreation at Pomona and Pitzer Colleges and brings a wealth of experience and enthusiasm to our community. In addition to the new Robeson Arena, we're planning a new building for innovation at Colorado College that will support our unique programming that emphasizes the development of creativity, creative problem solving, building resilience, and mindfulness, all essential skills for our students to innovate and lead in this rapidly changing world. The building will include spaces for collaboration and reflection, convergent spaces that bring together classes across disciplines, and a makerspace, commercial kitchen, and media lab where students can turn ideas into action. The Innovation Center and Robeson Arena are part of our efforts to meet the needs of today's students and connect with our community, as well as make our campus beautiful and sustainable. We made a major step toward these goals with the renovation of Tutt Library in 2017, which has garnered numerous awards in the last few years. Most recently, a national award for the A+ Jury Award in the Architecture Plus Sustainability category, which is an international recognition. The renovation was completed thanks to nearly $20 million in gifts. It has twice as many seats as before and hosts nearly 1,800 visitors a day. I told the parents when they were here, when their student says they're in the library, they're actually probably really in the library. I encourage you to visit if you haven't already, not only to see the collaborative spaces, special collections, and Susie B's Cafe, where you can get a great cup of coffee and enjoy spectacular views from the 4th floor. Tutt Library is now the largest carbon-neutral, net-zero energy academic library in the country. Innovative renovations like this have helped us toward our goal of being a carbon-neutral campus by 2020. And I'm thrilled that we will be on track to achieve this goal by January 1st, probably only about the 5th college or university in the country to make it to this goal. Over on the southwest side of campus, our alliance with the Fine Arts Center brings rich new opportunities. The Fine Arts Center's incredible collections and theater program have expanded campus engagement inside and outside the classroom. Community attendance at the FAC has greatly increased through reduced admission fees, expanded hours, additional museum free days each month, and a special program for local schools. And the FAC has meant so many new opportunities for our students. During blocks 1 and 2 alone, professors from 11 different academic departments brought their students to the Fine Arts Center Museum for a total of 36 class visits and 750 student visits. In addition, every first-year student visited the FAC during student orientation. I hope that you'll take a chance to visit the fantastic museum over the weekend. With our permanent collection of over 20,000 pieces, there's always something incredible to see. Some of our current exhibits include Melanie Yazzi's print exhibition, Finding Oneself Again and Again, Christine Howard Sandeville's sculptural exhibit, Channel, and Thomas Detour Evans's multimedia installation, Detour, Two Can Play That Game. Ryan Menegali, the Crown Family Professor for Innovation in the Arts, recently became our first Faculty Director of Performing Arts at CC, and he's working to advance opportunities for the performance across campus. We're excited about a significant collaboration between the Fine Arts Center and students and faculty from a variety of departments who are working together on the upcoming production of Men on Boats, which will make its regional premiere here in April. Another important new appointment is that Professor of English Claire Garcia became Dean of Colorado College's faculty on July 1st. Claire joined the CC faculty in 1990 and brings extensive academic experience, a devotion to building a strong and innovative faculty, and a compelling vision for the future of the liberal arts. I'm also excited that last spring, Tiffany Kelly joined us as the new Director of Alumni and Family Relations and brings experience in events management and higher education and has several CC graduates in her family. If you haven't already, I encourage you to connect with Tiffany this weekend. Tiffany works closely with Kyle and the rest of the CC Alumni Association Council, and I'm extremely grateful for all that they do for the college. There are many opportunities for alumni to stay involved and active in your CC community. In just the next 2 weeks, we're hosting a Barnes Legacy Society and 50-year club event for alumni in Chicago, and joining our host Meredith Mortensen, class of 1977, for a wine tasting experience at the Oak Flat Vineyards in Portland, Oregon. In November, from the 12th to the 15th, we'll host CC Art Week in New York City with help from several alums who are leading forces in the film and music industries. Activities include a performance of Wicked, a tour of the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and a film and media presentation by composer and alumnus James Sizemore. Alumni are also making an impact on students through Tiger Treks, which brings students and successful alumni together in different cities every block break. Next week, Tiger Trek will bring CC students to Minneapolis, where they'll meet alumni and shadow them in their workplaces. You can learn about these and other opportunities on the CC website and the CC Alumni Facebook pages. If you're interested in connecting with other alumni for professional networking or helping students to do that, I encourage you to join TigerLink, CC's online mentoring platform. Thank you for coming back to CC this weekend, and thank you for giving back by sharing your time, talent, and treasure with your alma mater. Together, we're providing students with an excellent education and a strong, supportive community. Have a wonderful weekend.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning for the presentation of the Homecoming Convocation Awards. I am Susan White Bergamy, class of 1966, and and Chair of the Alumni Association's Nominations and Awards Committee. This awards presentation is one highlight of Homecoming Weekend, as we recognize extraordinarily accomplished members of the Colorado College community who have exemplified the important values of our college. Each of our award winners is profiled in your Convocation program, and we encourage you to read about them. But this morning, we are going to share some more personal insights with you. This year's awardees are joining a distinguished group of previous recipients of these awards, whose names are listed in your program. We are pleased to have some of these honorees with us today. Will you please stand and be recognized? Will John Kessel, class of 1974, please come forward? The Lloyd E. Benezet Award recognizes outstanding achievement in one's chosen field, excellence through unusual success or contribution, innovation or research that has advanced a profession or a cause, and or extraordinary contributions and achievements that have impacted people's lives and exemplify the values of a liberal arts education. These attributes characterize the important contributions of the late Lloyd T. Benezet, president of Colorado College from 1955 to 1963. When asked why he chose to attend Colorado College, John shared that his father has been born in Beijing and was raised in the Yosemite Valley. Instilled in John was a love of the mountains, skiing, and the outdoors. Colorado College had location, location, location. John's class of 1974, the Centennial class, would be the first class to go through all 4 years of the block plan. John found the thought of being a guinea pig for this learning model was intriguing, as it encompassed learning about learning in the block system. Memories of his years at CC include being part of the Centennial Yearbook staff and spending countless hours in the basement of Cutler Hall, printing black and white photos in the dim red light, participating in Outward Bound, rafting the Green River, and climbing 14ers with his fellow resident advisors, and being asked to start the men's and women's volleyball teams as a player coach. After winning the $1,000 DU hockey raffle, John relished having the DU Booster Club write their check and make it out to the Colorado College. He earned his BA in biology and economics. John commented that the block plan gave him the ability to immerse himself in one subject, to get the latest information and thinking from experts, and to create new ideas. This is how he continues to work in Olympic and Paralympic sport, including but not restricted to volleyball. His worldwide work has encompassed breaking down the silos of learning between sports, with a primary goal of helping to make coaches more efficient, positive, and creative at all levels, from 7-year-olds in an elementary school program to national team players and programs. He challenges old ways of thinking, helping coaches create what they need while having fun in the process. His nominator wrote, "John's big smile is matched by his big heart for the underserved and overlooked." I share with you a quote from John. "I learned to give back to others while at CC, and my wife Lily and I are doing just that in a favorite part of Colorado, the Terrials, hosting veterans and first responders, as well as CC and Olympic teams at our magical valley with 20 teepees, cabins, and a lodge, and the chance to shoot a 3D velociraptor with a bow and arrow." Passing this legacy down to my kids and amazing stepkids is in part what you learn at CC. John has also had the good fortune to have lived 2 blocks east of Olin Hall on San Rafael, getting to be part of many CC late-night gatherings, willingly or not. The Alumni Association is proud to present the Louis T. Benezet Award to John Kessel.
Yeah, well, the last time I was on the stage was singing the spring choir. And of course, choir is awesome because you can have a really poor voice like I do and still sing in a group. And that team atmosphere really kind of colors why I love the Olympic and Paralympic sports that I do. I want to thank some people, my classmates, my family, who's a few of them are able to be here, some are scattered around the world, but my CC classmates, especially the John Conley and 2 South Wing group, that was so special. And Marla Borowski changed my life, a kid from Kansas, when she said, "John, you're doing the men's team, would you do the women's team too?" And when that happened, all of a sudden I wasn't on the medical doctor path, I was on the volleyball coach path. And it sort of stayed that way this whole time. To Mark Eastman, he had a catastrophic injury down at the YMCA at Pikes Peak, and when he was up at Penrose Hospital, I promised him I'd go as far as I could in volleyball. And to Lois Hambley, who gave us Cosset Gym so we could have a volleyball place to play, not just be indoors. This setting makes me think of some Latin words that I'll close with. The first is the Hippocratic Oath, primum non nocere, and that means first do no harm. And that's part of what I hope to do in volleyball and all the sports that we coach in. The second one you may know is the Olympic motto. It's Citius Altius Fortius. And for all of you here, Olympism is part of your life. You may not have known it. It's something I learned from CC. And that means in Latin, translated, to swifter, higher, stronger. It's about the that we do all our things in life. Someone will be the best, the fastest. They'll win the gold medal. But everybody else is working on their kind of to be not just the best, but to be better every day. And that's one of the things I certainly learned here at Colorado College. So in closing, I'm going to say carpe diem, since I'm in the setting, but also one that you may not have heard too much, but I hear a lot, carpe noctem, which is seize the night. And thank you very much.
Will Smith, class of 1974, please come forward. The Lloyd E. Warner Award recognizes outstanding loyalty, service, and generosity to the college, as evidenced by continuing concern and support for students and the quality of teaching and learning, as well as the general well-being and future excellence of the institution. These attributes characterize the many years of service and effective contributions of Lloyd E. Warner, class of 1942, who served as faculty member, dean, and ultimately president of Colorado College from 1964 to 1981. A philanthropist has been described as a person who seeks to promote the welfare of others, making an active effort to achieve same. Will is a philanthropist in the true sense. His nominator wrote that Will represents the finest that can be gleaned from a liberal arts education. As a native of Tulsa, grounded by his family's history and love of community, he has devoted his time and generosity to supporting the community in its provision of services, to ensuring the perpetuation of the arts, and to the investment in facilities which create a sense of place for current and future Tulsans to enjoy while enhancing the health and potential economic development of the city. In a previous CC publication, Will shared the following: I have had many wonderful opportunities in life, but the most important step I ever took to achieving my goals started the first day I stepped onto the Colorado College campus. It was a life-changing experience for many reasons. The most fundamental and important reason being that it taught me how to make decisions and solve problems by weighing different opinions and perspectives, what I feel to be the true cornerstone of a liberal arts education. Will graduated with a BA in anthropology and earned his graduate degree from Thunderbird, the Garvin School of International Management. Will has expressed that he believes giving back to CC is the right and proper thing to do, as the college has provided him and many others with the necessary tools to carry out productive and successful lives. He has demonstrated his philanthropic commitment to the college and its students through the Endowed Scholarship Challenge 101, inspiring others to invest and participate in a larger and far-reaching effort to keep higher education costs more affordable in order to attract and enroll a more economically diverse student body, a major strategic goal of the college. To date, 70 scholarships have been activated. His support for the interdisciplinary arts through a gift made by him and his sister Susie Burkhardt, class of 77, to the IDEA space in the Edith Kinney Gaylord Cornerstone Arts Center ensures that interdisciplinary arts learning will be sustained into the future. Thank you, Will, for giving back and for demonstrating your care for the well-being of the Colorado College community. The Alumni Association is proud to present the Lloyd E. Warner Award to Will Smith.
Thank you all very much. This great to be back at my alma mater, which I loved and still do to this day. I'd like to thank Susan, Jill, Mark, everyone at the college who made my arrival so easy. And I just would like to say a few words about a few things, not many. I just said goodbye to a good friend of mine about a month ago. He was a wonderful friend and a great mentor to me. His name was T. Boone Pickens. Most of you probably recognize his name and know of his work. In his final years, he wrote many things, and a couple of things he said struck me. I wanted to share those with you today. He said, I came to the sad reality that my life really did have a fourth quarter. And the clock really would run out on me. He said many times over the years, I was fortunate enough to speak at different commencements and see young faces in the audience, faces that were fresh and ready for the test of life. And he said often that he would give up his wealth, he would give up his sprawling ranch in the Panhandle, and he would even give up his jet plane if he could have the chance to just go back and be part of that audience and live his life over again. Well, I'm not sure I really agree with Boone on that point. I'm not sure I really want to go back and start over. But I would like to let you all know that I have really been quite lucky in my life. I've been the recipient of many honors. I have my name on walls. I saw the Berlin Wall come down. And speaking of walls, I climbed to the top of the Great Wall of China. I've traveled the world many times over. I've lived in a foreign country. I've gone and graduated from the finest institution in the country. And all I can truly say, and I really mean this, through it all, I had fun. I really did. And if there are any young people out there who are just graduating or just starting, remember that the pursuit of life should be fun. Set your goals, explore, discover, live your life the way you intend to live it, not how someone else wants you to live it, or society thinks you should live it, and have fun, because life is fun. I have been through a very, very tumultuous and hard time this year. I just had a very, very difficult period of being ill. I was sick. I mean, I've actually I've seen the kind of the white area people talk about. I've faced death straight in the face. And for some reason, whatever it was, spiritual or otherwise, I got a second chance at life. It's a miracle that I'm here today. And I intend, from this moment forward, I pledge that I will do everything I can, whether it be in the next 2 days or 25 years, however much longer I have to live. I now know that how I plan to spend the rest of my life. And that is to see that my rewards can be shared and transmitted back to younger people who need the chance to get an education. That is really my key in philanthropic work. You can do nuts and bolts and all that, but my real joy comes out of scholarship. That's where I really feel the investment's worth it. And I don't want anything in return except this. One day, I want some of these people I have helped through school sit up here, receive an award, and give back to the community and to the school. That will be my dream. And I, again, I forgot. I have a few guests here. My sister, my famous sister, Susan Smith Burkhart Toscas. She's chairman of the board, as you know, and she's doing a wonderful job. I'm so proud of her. I have my niece, Brittany Ann Burkhart, is here. And Brittany lives in Denver. She's done a terrific job in her hospital work. And she's with her significant other. His name is Greg, and I can't think of his last name right now. And on top of that, my nephew is here, Brian Burkhart. He also lives in Denver, and he's starting a wonderful career in nursing. And his fiance is here with him. Her name is Jenna. And again, I can't remember her last name either. Anyway, I guess I could just wind up by saying, I'm a survivor. I have more fish to fry, as we say in Oklahoma. And I'm delighted to be here with you all. And I'm so happy to receive the Warner Award because I actually knew President Warner when I was a student here. Thank you all so much.
I wasn't going to say this, but I am. I always feel like they're sort of my children by the time we get to this point, and truly touched. So this year we have 2 recipients of the Gresham Riley Award. Would John Simons please come forward? The Gresham Riley Award recognizes faculty and staff who have made a significant difference to the Colorado College community through outstanding service, commitment, and accomplishment. The continuing concern for and support of students and alumni demonstrated by such individuals ensure the general well-being and future excellence of the college. These accomplishments exemplify the important contributions made by Gresham Riley, the 10th president of Colorado College, from 1981 to 1992. Professor Emeritus John Simons retired in 2017 after 46 years of teaching in the Department of English. He arrived on campus in 1971 after having earned his BA in English from Hope College in Holland, Michigan, and his MA and PhD from the University of Chicago. He was 27 years old and was newly married to his wife, Freer. He describes his arrival for his job interview in February of that year as follows. I had left Chicago from O'Hare Airport in the midst of a howling, frozen snowstorm. The flight was bumpy and disconcerting. By the time I arrived in Colorado Springs in the late afternoon, shaken by the storm's fury, I looked out the window to see a bright, clear mountain vista. The temperature, and this I remember vividly, was a sunny, pleasant 62 degrees, quite a change from my Nanook of the North departure from Chicago. There was a dinner that night with English department faculty at a downtown restaurant. It was a good meal, Rocky Mountain trout, but sadly unfilleted. I nearly filleted myself, as I was job nervous that night, a bone or several which I did not pick with my fine hosts. The fall of 1971 was the year after the block plan was introduced, and he hit the ground running and stumbling, then running again, like all starting teachers. John's upper Midwest upbringing on the shores of Lake Michigan had shaped his love of books, reading, and words, and had provided opportunity to go to the movies alone and often at the local cinema. This love for literature and film led to his impactful work at Colorado College, where he has been influential in the Department of English in the expansion of the Film and Media Department, has served on several noteworthy selection committees, and has branched into mentoring, writing, and scholarship beyond the classroom. He created the famous class on James Joyce's Ulysses, carrying what has been described as his well-worn copy of the book with post-it notes protruding from every possible page. In a bulletin article written by Lori Laker, his friend and colleague in the English department, Barry Sarche, described John as a true polymath who knows everything. His friend and team teacher, political science professor Tim Fuller, said that John remains a patriotic Michigander committed to the idea of Michigan while happily settled at the foot of Pikes Peak. Lori's article ends with the following quote from Ulysses. Every life is in many days, day after day. We walk through ourselves, meeting robbers, ghosts, giants, old men, young men, wives, widows, brothers in love, but always meeting ourselves. The appropriate closing line is, thank you, John, for helping so many of us meet ourselves in your classroom and beyond. The Alumni Association is proud to present the Gresham Riley Award to John Simons.
Oh, that's good booze. I wonder if it's from Lake Michigan, properly distilled. Those of you who are like the Mannings who've been around here long enough will remember my quote from Jackie Gleason. It's water. All right. Thank you, Susan and Jill. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the Riley Awards Committee for this great honor. To receive such an acknowledgement from Colorado College's alumni is something to be cherished always. That this award is named for former CC President Gresham Riley means even more to me. To have worked with Gresham as faculty chair of athletics, the athletics board, and then subsequently on various campus design committees was a rewarding experience. But more personally, I especially remember those annual holiday luncheons the professors of freedom and authority enjoyed with Gresham and Pam at the president's home. The food was superb, thank you, Pam. The conversation equally nourishing. I remember myself leading discussions of T.S. Eliot's Journey of the Magi, Eudora Welty's A Worn Path, and perhaps most pleasurably, Frank Capra's masterpiece, It's a Wonderful Life. Surprisingly, Capra's darkest film, a post-war bust at the box office, but a subsequent holiday mega hit on television. Who can forget Jimmy Stewart, George Bailey's final words in that wonderful film? Thanks, Clarence. I guess you don't remember. Clarence Oddbody is his guardian angel. If you haven't seen the movie, I highly recommend it. To return to Gresham Riley, in subsequent years we have seen him at soccer games, and he and Pam at festive dinners at Peter Blasenheim's home. The Rileys are great personal and great friends of the college, personal friends and friends of the college. Over the decades, like so many other members of the CC faculty, I have been delighted to give alumni talks and meet so many old and new friends in various cities and communities across the country. The most memorable of these talks occurred nearly 20 years ago, when I was privileged to make a second pilgrimage to the annual Books on the Beach CC retreat at the Pacific Ocean home of Bob Selig, with the redoubtable John Shalleck supplying the outstanding food and drink. I spoke on Shakespeare's two greatest tragedies, Hamlet and King Lear, which evoke the power and terror of the sea. I also showed scenes from Laurence Olivier's film classic, Hamlet. In addition, and by far no less a delight, my daughter Daisy, then pregnant, came down from Pacific Grove to Bob's beach house to sing to the assembled alums. Daisy was, as is now, writing beautiful songs, one of which, Parallel Lines, and not the Blondie version, had been a hit in Europe, performed by a Norwegian duo known as the Simon and Garfunkel of Scandinavia. It was a memorable evening of great Shakespeare, fine food, and drink. Daisy is now working on a musical version of Much Ado About Nothing, featuring her own songs and songs from the late 1970s and 1980s. I can't help but think rather sadly about the recent death of Rick Ocasek, the lead singer and composer for the Cars. I'm sure many of you were fans of the Cars. And if you've seen the Cars' first album, back when albums were albums, you may remember the picture of a young woman, her hands on the wheel of a car, bright red lipstick, grinning wildly and going like this. Daisy loved that cover. Whenever we tune up the Cars to play, Daisy would play like she was doing that song. So it's a very, very much of a warm memory. Lastly, just a few words about Rick Ocasek. He was a wonderful, wonderful composer, and as you know, he died recently. So I just say this, to Rick in heaven, let the good times roll. So much more to say, but too little time. Having worked with the film program in the college and the Cornerstone Arts Center, to which actually you're invited to come over and hear more, talk with us after these talks, and working on the Tutt Library Redesign Committee with faculty and library staff and Jill leading the charge, are chief among my delights and my, I hope, accomplishments while I've been at Colorado College. We now have the building. We all love to go there, and I especially enjoy the fourth floor where one can gaze out at night at the stars over the mountains and the moon shining brightly. It is something to behold. Students love to go there and study. It's a great place to think and feel. Little did I realize that almost 50 years ago, I would, at age 27, be embarking on a lifetime adventure that was to be my years at Colorado College. It was, and here I borrow from Bogey, almost always my source of wisdom for these kinds of things, the beginning of a beautiful friendship, and one that I continue to savor on this glorious Colorado morning. Thank you.
Will Brenda Soto please come forward? When Brenda was a senior in high school getting ready to graduate, her high school counselor suggested that she needed to go to work at Colorado College for a year or so that she could see what it means to have a college education. At that time, Brenda's mom could not afford to send her to college. She came to CC in the summer of 1985, and fortunately for us, she never left. While she was working, she went back to school to earn her Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration and Management in 1998 and her Master's degree in Computer Information Technology in 2000. She wanted her 5 children to know why her family values a college education. Brenda began her career at CC working in finance and administration during Gresham Riley's tenure as president of the college. To be given the Riley Award is especially meaningful to her. She has worn many hats and served in many capacities at the college. She is presently the director of college events. In the words of Brenda's nominator, many CC employees work long hours, and Brenda is definitely among the hardest working. During the 2017-2018 academic year, the events team organized and ran some 450 events, and these were accomplished with a small staff and several student interns. It is not uncommon for Brenda to work multiple events on the same day in various venues across campus. While her attention to detail is impeccable, and she expects only the best from herself and her staff, she maintains an approachable, common sense attitude toward the chaos she is charged with managing. More times than could be imagined, Brenda has found a way to make an event appear to the participants to go off without a wrinkle when something in the background has actually broken down. When asked what makes Colorado College so special, Brenda responded, "I think that working at Colorado College is so rewarding because we are like one big family, always looking out for one another. Like in any family, we have our disagreements, but in the end, we have each other to lean on in good times and bad. The students and alumni are fabulous, and all of their memories of Colorado College remind us of the importance of the work we do every day. CC students have honored Brenda with the Mentor of the Year award every year since 2006. While she has had an opportunity to work with and meet many influential people, she commented that she thought it was pretty cool to meet Barack Obama and Oprah. The Alumni Association is proud to present the Gresham Riley Award to Brenda Soto.
Thank you, Susan, for that heartfelt introduction. I am sure you all have read my bio because it's so touching, but in case you haven't, I am the proud parent of a 2019 graduate, which makes me extremely proud. I'm a donor of Colorado College, and I'm also an athletic supporter for the last 30 years, a season ticket holder, no less. I am so proud to be up here today, for my family to be here. I would like to start with a few important thank yous. First, I would like to thank the Alumni Association Council and the Awards Committee especially for this award, as it means so much to me. Because when I first came to Colorado College, Gresham Riley was the president. Like John said, they were a fabulous family. He and Pam always had a special place in my heart, and I have fond shoebox memories of them, but I'll share that story later. Second, I would like to thank my entire family for all their support and dedication, for allowing me to take time for my education, my career, and for the many events that they worked on campus. They were not paid, but they helped. 2 of our 5 kids, Antonio and Angelo, are in event planning jobs, so I would say they learned a few things along the way. Also, I would like to thank my extended family and my Costa Rican family. What you might not know is I have over 20 Costa Rican adopted students, and I love them all. They have often given me a hard time that I work way too much at Colorado College, but they are here today in support. Thank you for that. I would still like to thank my mom for all her support and her dedication, and for being here at 9 o'clock so she could be in the front row. I also have been fortunate enough to have some amazing supervisors and mentors at Colorado College over the last 33 years, and some of them are here today. I will not name them all, because if they're here, they know. Thank you for all your support. One of the best pieces of advice I got when I came to Colorado College was, Brenda, you work in higher education, you must have a degree. So I said, okay, I won't get 1, I will get 2. Thanks for that wonderful piece of advice. I am fortunate enough to share the stage with one of those great leaders today, but you already know her because she does an outstanding job of leading Colorado College. Thank you so much. I have learned so much from each of them, and they should take the credit for my success. Thank you for all your guidance, your leadership, and always pushing me to be the best. I was once told by one of them, behind every great leader, there is a great team. I was also told by one of them that team means together everyone accomplishes more. And this is where I want to give a special thanks to the events team. They are one of the hardest working groups on campus, and as Susan said, they work over 400 events per year, and we work 7 days a week. Thank you to the events team. I could not be a successful leader without each and every one of you and your many contributions to our team. In addition, I'd like to say thank you to the behind-the-scenes partners that never get a shout-out. The setup team, the AV team, because this works, campus safety, custodial, and Bon Appetit. They also contribute to our success. To the homecoming team, you guys are amazing. Thanks for your hard work. And all the rest of the advancement staff who work very hard to make sure all these events go off. I will conclude with a short story from my first year at Colorado College. For those of you who don't know Pam Riley, she's Gresham's wife. She would come into my office once a month to reconcile and get reimbursed for household expenses. She would arrive in my office with a shoebox full of receipts. Yes, I did say shoebox. At that point, I knew for the next couple of hours, I would not be getting much work done. We would go through each receipt and look at each one and talk about our life, our family, her receipts, and what the expense was for. While chatting about life and why she made the purchases, we have come a long way at Colorado College in the reconciliation process. But I will never forget my shoebox time with Pam. It's a cherished moment. I think we all need to take a little more time to have shoebox conversations and way less time on email. Thank you again for all you have come here today to celebrate, for the Gresham Riley Award winners who are here today to support me and all of you. I hope I represent you as well as you represent the Colorado College. Thank you again, and may you all create your own legacy.
Will Winnie Barron, class of 1979, please come forward? The Spirit of Adventure Award recognizes an alumnus or alumna who exemplifies the unique CC experience through a life of intellectual, social, or physical adventure. These attributes are characterized by the late Robert M. Orms, class of 1926, a Colorado College English professor from 1952 to 1973, who was the inaugural award recipient. He was an adventurer of the mind, body, and the spirit that exemplifies much of what is special about the college. Winnie grew up in the Black Forest and spent time exploring nearby Colorado Springs, including the Garden of the Gods, Pikes Peak, and the Colorado College campus. She shared that she always appreciated the ambiance of the campus, which was open, welcoming, and a picture of cultural resplendence. The deciding factor for her decision to attend CC was the block system, a concept which she considered to be quite brilliant, allowing one to fully dive into and entwine oneself with the subject at hand and to learn emotively as well as cognitively. She felt that she was not simply learning, but was living within each world she was exploring during each block. She majored in English with an education minor and pursued medical studies at Duke University Medical School in the physician assistant program. Winnie has lived a life of altruism since she was a child. Her kind heart came from generous, caring parents, especially her mother, who taught her children that they needed to give back to the world for what they had been given. As a teenager, Winnie spent her summers working at a camp for children with disabilities. One of her brothers described her as someone who always liked dealing with crisis situations. Winnie has said that had it not been for the 1970s television show Emergency, there may not have been a McKindu Children's Center. In her words, I had a teenage crush on Cage, played by actor Randolph Mantooth, and Roy, actor Kevin Teig from that show, and that's when I decided that I wanted to be a paramedic. Winnie first traveled to Africa in 1994 to volunteer with a medical mission team after the war and genocide in Rwanda. Captivated by the people and the culture, she returned to Africa in 1997 to volunteer in a rural hospital in Kenya. There she saw many children in desperate need of help. To create a refuge for these children, she co-founded the McKindu Children's Center with local Kenyan teacher Diana Nzamo in 1998. The concept of placing children in stable, loving homes rather than in an orphanage was a new model which has provided a sense of family, a feeling of belonging, and a link to the local community. The center has its own Kenyan staff and board of directors. Winnie now serves as a stateside board member of the McKindu Children's Program, which was established in 2001 and is headquartered in Eugene, Oregon. She continues to work with the Children's Center as an advisor and consultant. She shared that she has always been grateful for her CC experience, which served as a perfect foundation for her after graduation. She was encouraged to live life fully involved and aware and to pursue the dreams of her heart. The Alumni Association is proud to present the Spirit of Adventure Award to Winnie Barron.
Thank you so much. It's really quite a pleasure to be back here. It's quite a kick, actually, flying in a blizzard and thinking and seeing Pikes Peak poking out. That was delightful. But it's really quite an honor to accept this award. Appreciate the introduction, Susan, and Madam President for being so gracious to us all. You know, college is your chance to dream and to explore and to envision your future. And a dream that is combined with passion can lead one towards inspiration. I am lucky enough to have found work that continues to inspire me to no end. Children in a community who are tenacious and courageous, and despite facing daily incredible challenges, they are joyous. Our program in Kenya started as a dream as well. We dreamed that children who had lost their homes, those who had lost their families, could again have a place to call home and again be part of a family. A dream that children would never go hungry, that all children could get an education. Dreaming that sick children could access medical care, and even those children who were terminally ill would at least know that people cared and they would know love. In essence, we dreamed that kids who were once hopeless could again find hope for themselves and for their future. I guess one could say that I've lived a life of adventure. It started with an incredibly adventurous family. In fact, I was thinking earlier today, remembering when I was thinking I would be lucky enough to live at home and go to school during the day, my mother absolutely refused and said, if you're going to be in college and live the college life and introduce yourself to the world, you had to live there. So that was a great introduction, and then the adventure continued, nourished by my experience in my time here at Colorado College. It's been a hell of a ride, and I feel forever blessed for the journey. Thank you so much.
Please join me in yet another tradition, the singing of our alma mater. Charles Hawley, class of '54, composed this beautiful piece with music professors Earl Uhas and Albert C. The lyrics are in your program. If everyone will please stand and sing along.
Eternal as the Rockies.
program today. Just a sincere thanks to everyone for joining us today. I'd like to ask the awardees to remain on stage and join us for photographs. And for everyone else, we hope to see you in the Cornerstone Room, Cornerstone Room 131 at 11:30 a.m., and also at the Alumni Award recipient panel. And following that, the all-campus picnic at Tava Squad. I'll get that right, Tava Squad, from 12:30 to 2 p.m. So thanks again for being here. We really appreciate it. Thank you.